Today, the 8.11 agent buffs and nerfs have been announced, so let's take a look at them straight away. Here it is. It was released here on Twitter, just so you know, this is just the agent updates. This is not the full patch. I think they say it here. Yeah, this is just the agent updates that we're going to talk about today. So let's dive into it. We know that this is about duelists, right? This is what this first paragraph is just talking about. Basically, you know, they're changing the duelist. ISO is receiving strictly buffs this patch because it's underperforming across all skill brackets, leading into increasing his signature ability output. Is intended to make ISO more reliable. ISO's buff will also remain active and orbs will still spawn should he lose his shield and secure a kill during double tap's uptime. Shooting the orbs will refresh the duration of the buff and the shield. Let's take a look. Double tap. ISO now grants himself a shield upon finishing a 1-second animation during which he can't use his gun. Okay, that's interesting. A 1-second animation. So you get a kill, you hide for a second, you do this animation, and then you get a shield. Okay, this plays a shield forming sound at the end of the channel when the shield is activated. Goes down to 1 charge, makes sense. Kill reset added to the double tap, so this is like all the other duelists. He gets 1 back. He can use the ability again if he gets 2 kills. That's like all the others. ISO now receives a wall penetration tag instead of a standard heavy penetration tag when the shield is broken. This means he's slowed less upon a shield breaking. Additionally, ISO now gets a damage indicator towards the direction that broke the shield. ISO can now recast double tap while it's active to refresh the duration of the shield. This is relative until he gets refresh charge of his double tap from getting 2 kills. So yeah, this will only happen if you get 2 kills. So you use it, you get the shield, you get the second kill, and then you can then use it again and just refresh the shield. Okay, that's it for ISO. So it's just changing the signature for ISO. I mean, maybe this will help. I suspect that this will help, you know, kind of changing this to be a 1-second animation instead. Like, this will help. But ISO's still not going to see much play, I don't think. His other abilities aren't good enough, I don't think, to make... This is maybe, like, the start for ISO, but I wouldn't worry about that too much if this is the only thing going on. Okay, Neon. We want to sharpen Neon as an agent who excels taking mobile fights directly to her opponents by buffing the unique value she brings to the table. We've made her slide more effective at sliding directly into opponents by making it more combat ready and removing all weapon movement error when sliding, as well as a few other changes. The update to a fast lane are intended to make fights around her wall dropping feel more intuitive for Neon's allies, while reducing the visual noise it creates in game, and sharpening the relay bolt to be more premium and reliable. 1 charge ability is intended to allow Neon to have more success when she does decide to commit to a fight with a slide. Okay, so we got changes to all of it, it seems. So fast lane. Fast lane dissipates from behind to minimize visual noise in combat space while giving cover for Neon. That's an interesting idea. Fast lane's audio has been updated with that as well. Wall duration is less, but the dissolve duration is more. So it's kind of slowly, like as you go forward, it kind of slowly dissipates. That might create some actual problems for defenders, right? Because you think as the Neon is going in with the wall and is kind of surrounded by the wall and still could come out of it any time, her teammates, the Neon's teammates coming behind that, the wall is dissipating as they're scaling up. So you still have to focus on the teammates coming in, but the Neon could come from behind you at any point. That is actually quite an interesting change. I'm interested to see how this works. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see the visual side of it, but that sounds cool. At the very least, it sounds very cool. Okay, high gear. So this is the sprint. Neon no longer has her strafe speed reduced while sprinting. Okay, so max sprint speed while moving sideways has gone from this to this. Okay, I'm struggling to fully understand what that means, but it means that Neon can move faster, and that's probably a good thing. Time until full fuel regen, 60 to 20 seconds. Now that is a buff. That is a gigantic, ginormous buff. I mean, so that means that Neon will be able to get around the map so much quicker. You'll be sprinting all the time with Neon now. That is a mega buff. Holy, that's good. Okay, we're back. The slide charges from 1 to 2. 2 slide charges. Neon now removes all weapon movement error when sliding. So you can slide and shoot, and you have 2 of them, and this only is 20 seconds. Holy, they were serious about Neon. So you can slide and shoot at the same time. That is going to be so good. So that, I mean, oh my god, Stinger Neon. It's going to be a problem. Second slide costs 150. Equip outer slide is instant now. Okay, that's pretty big as well. So as soon as you come out of the slide, you get the gun instantly as well. Slide equip buffer 0.2 seconds. I'm sliding this 0.2 seconds before her gun comes out. Okay, wow. Wow, that is big. The relay bolt charges from 2 to 1. Okay. The wind up delay is less, so it stuns faster. So you go boom, boom, boom. You know, it stuns faster. Concuss duration also up. I did say that they would do this. I did say that concuss duration is definitely going to go up to 3.5 because there's no reason for it not to be, really. So basically, they make the relay bolt like a bit better, but you only get 1. Okay, that is a nerf. But the thing is, this and I do think that this is a buff. You know, this isn't like a big buff, but I think this is a slight buff for this. It's cool at the very least. We'll have to see. But this is a mega buff, the sprint stuff. Because the thing is, like, whilst the relay bolt, it only having 1 charge is bad for defense side in particular, right? Like, it means that you can't stopping them coming into your sight nearly as much, right, as a neon, because you only have the 1 stun. So your stopping power isn't nearly as much as it was. But now that this is only 20 seconds, your role as a neon on defense will almost always be to just be the rotator, right? Why would you ever want to hold the sight as a neon when you can guarantee to be there, you know, no matter what, because now you can just run around the map the whole time pretty much. That's interesting. That is a very interesting. Definitely a buff. Having 2 slide charges as well. I mean, if you are a neon main, like, they were serious about neon. Like, neon, this could be pretty good. This could be really quite strong. Okay, well, that is interesting. Okay, Reyna, here we go. Here we go, Reyna. I'm praying. Reyna is receiving both buffs and nerfs this patch to reshape the power of her kit. The goal of the change is to reduce the level of dominance she can achieve in ranked, especially at low and mid ranks when outperforming her enemies while pushing some of her value in coordinated settings. Okay. Healing has proven very strong statistically in ranked with higher impact at low and mid ranks. This change should reduce her ability to snowball round over round in these settings. Removing the time restrictions on her Devour and Empress should allow you more flexibility to play at your team's pace. Dismiss has been retuned to provide greater movement speed, but has a shorter duration. The Devour, the healing decreased from 100 to 50. Good change. Good change. Full heal time reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. So it does it quicker, but you get less overall. Overheal of armor no longer decays after a timer. Okay, so the healing is decreased, but you just keep it. Right? There is no, like, you lose it. Okay, that seems fair. I think that's a fair change overall. I like this. This is good. Dismiss. The top speed is increased 9.1 meters a second to 12 meters a second, but the duration of the dismiss is half a second less. Okay. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Don't know. Well, an Empress no longer has a timer and is permanent, and that's it. Okay, I'm struggling to really see how this, you know, makes Reyna better in, like, high levels, like pro play. I guess that, like, the top speed of a dismiss that high level players can get around, you know, different map geometries better and don't need as much time to do so. I guess. I'm surprised there isn't anything with the Leah here. I mean, the Empress change, like, makes sense, right? It is an ult, so, you know, it never really made sense. You know, like, this is fine. And this I like. I thought they'd do more, if I'm being honest. Like, I thought there would be a bit more to this. I'm not sure if that much will change, if I'm being honest, though. Like, Reyna just might be, like, a tiny bit worse in ranked and not any better in pro play, or, you know, not significantly better in pro play. Certainly not nearly significantly enough to get picked even a tiny amount of the time. Raise, here we go. Another big one. Here we go. As we've seen, you get better and better with Ray's satchel mobility. We found that a total speed and movement potential can undermine the tactical loop. These changes are intended to allow you to more reasonably counterplay Ray's, but through your own utility or gunplay, we still want to maintain the sandbox movement fantasy of Ray's satchels. She should not be as surprising when supported by allied utility. So blast back. Rated satchel no longer explode for damage / knockback upon opponent destruction. Okay, that's good, but it is only upon opponent destruction. So if you shoot it, you don't get knocked back, which makes sense, and you don't get damaged, which makes sense. But Raze still can knock you back if Raze does it. I don't love that personally. Raise horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed. Okay, I mean, it just says slowed. It doesn't say how much. We'll see. Satchel explosion audio has been updated to audible farther away to ensure enemies can hear the first satchel when raised double satchels. Okay. That's fine. That's it? Okay. Well, this sentence here, raises horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed. This is doing a lot of work here. Because, I mean, they put numbers in this Reyna one. We had numbers in this. What do you mean slowed? Give me numbers. Is it half? Is it a tiny amount? I need to know. Like, this matters a lot. It doesn't seem like that big of an... Like, unless this is significantly slowed. Maybe someone knows. If you know in the comments, let everyone know. Because that will determine how big this nerf is. But I thought there would be more. Honestly, I really did think there would be more. You know, I was thinking raise ult, 9 cost. I was thinking maybe less damage from just the nade and ult in general, right? Like, just less damage. And also satchel, a bunch of stuff. The only thing that this matters for is when they're trying to break trips, like of a cipher that's hard to break, and you can just shoot the satchel and it won't do damage at any point. Right, like that's what that's good for, is keeping trips alive, but other than that, it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, well, apparently we've got Clove changes as well. We're excited with how Clove has been immediate and relevant in Ranked and how much you're enjoying playing them. Their performance in Ranked is stronger than we'd like. We're trimming some of the extraneous power from their selfish duelist-oriented outputs while preserving the controller-leaning power in their kit. So the pick-me-up has gone to 200, duration is less, damaging assist time to activate is also less. Okay, not dead yet, also an 8 cost ult, unequipped delay, slightly up, and Bugfix Clove's ultimate will no longer survive the fighting state if they get a smoke assist. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is fine, right? I mean, it doesn't help Clove in terms of being like a pro play agent, but Clove wasn't gonna be a pro play agent as long as Omen exists in Omen's current form. Overall, let's just quickly run through it all. So ISO doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Neon is the big one here. Neon actually did get better, and Neon could be an actual pick. I think his race didn't get nerfed though. So maybe not. But Lotus, Haven's coming back. You know, the new map we'll see. Reyna got a tiny bit worse. Raze maybe got worse. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. I really thought they'd do a lot more than this. And Clove got a tiny bit worse as well. So this was a little bit conservative in my opinion. The Raze one really hurts because I just don't how that's a big of enough of a nerf. It feels like, remember when they were nerfing Sky and they were just like chipping away at like small little things like, you know, oh, the dog, you know, can only jump forwards and stuff like that. Feels like we're in that kind of state with Raze, and you know, by the end, maybe after champs, they'll be like, okay, well, here's the actual Raze nerf that's actually going to nerf Raze, right? Like they did with Sky with the no rechargeable flashes. It feels like we're still a bit of time away. But let me know what you think in the comments down below.